Hi everyone, it's Paul here. I wasn't gonna share this one, but this is too unbelievable not to. Earlier today, I was working with my friend Dennis, and we were seeing God numbers all day. It started with him before me. He's like, I had to go in the office and I had to do some paperwork today and some safety courses and stuff, and my partner went out a little bit without me. And anyway, we get in the van and go do some trips with patients and stuff. And he kept asking me if I had seen any God numbers. And at this point, like we have a 6 to 2 shift. It was maybe 9, 10 in the morning. I hadn't seen anything yet. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So he goes on, he's saying, Paul, I'm seeing sevens everywhere, which is a God number. And I said, oh, wow. And he went on and on and on. And then, so we finally get to our lunch, and it's, let's just say 11 in the morning this morning. And he's like, Paul, like they're everywhere. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And there was 3 cars in front of us with threes and sevens everywhere. And I said, oh, okay, so that's interesting. And I had went to buy a salad and a fruit cup plate. And he goes, well, how much did that cost? And I look, and my fruit cup plate was 333, and it was called Heaven Melon Fruit Cup or something like that. And the word heaven was in there, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little strange. And then 2 other vehicles pulled up, numbers everywhere, and then we started getting this really strange feeling like something was going to happen. And we didn't know what it was. So he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, we're going back and forth. And all of a sudden, this weird thought came over. Like Dennis has the gift of prophecy, so he sees things always before it happens. I sometimes get dreams before it happens, but him, it happens before we're going to do something. So anyway, he goes, do you feel like the veil is thin right now? And I go, what are you talking about? And he, like, I don't know if I've said this before, but Dennis is a Levite. So if you read the Bible, you know that those are the ones God put aside. They're the priests, the singers, the dancers. They're God's favorites in the sense of they're the ones that hold the spirituality level at a whole other level compared to the rest of us. So he kept repeating this over and over again. Paul, I feel like the veil is thin, and I didn't know what he meant. He had just finished saying it, and we have a cell phone that gives us our dispatches, and we go to get a patient that we knew who wasn't doing well. So we pull up a little early, and it was crazy, people. Like the demand, the urgency that was kind of like bestowed upon us. And he looks at me and he's like, I think our patient's going to die. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, maybe not now, but I feel. And then he told me that he could see in his vision, and he has visions all the time. So he said that he saw a demon trying to come up, like the level of the ground. He said he could see a demon's head popping up and down, but something was holding him back. But that's how thin the veil was. It was waiting for somebody. And then he looks at me and this is a patient, we've known him for a long time, and he's a former officer of the law, and kind of on many occasions told us that he lived a bit of a crazy life. And Dennis bestowed on me, because I was attending. So he's like, Paul, you have to save him. You have to save him. And I got really nervous because this is not an easy guy to talk to. He's very easily agitated. And so we began to pray, and we began to say, okay, well, let's ask for God's help. So we asked for the words of the Holy Spirit. We asked for protection. We asked for our armor of God. I've never been that scared. I have done this hundreds of times. Today I was scared. Like, I was thinking stupid things like I could lose my job. He's the type of guy that would complain. I've had dreams where people throw you under the bus, down the road or whatever, tribulation, whatever. So, I'm a little scared of exposing myself sometimes, like many of you know. Anyway, so we prayed. We went to get him. He looked horrible. I found out he had a stroke from the nurse. And I've seen enough people over 21 years, almost die or gonna die or had to work on him. He had the look of death on him. So I got in the back. The Lord gave me the words what to say. And I did the blessing prayer on him. I did the sinner's prayer with him. And then I did the St. Michael spiritual warfare prayer over him. He never said a word, but I saw something that was really neat. His eyes were gray. Like when we picked him up, he looked sick, like he was going to die. And in my prayers, I said, God, if you're going to save him, like make him strong again. Make him a prayer warrior for you, you know. Or if you're going to take him, please let me know that he accepted you somehow. And I have a very special thing I do with God. I've never exposed it before now. I think I mentioned it once before, but you guys don't know what it is, and you don't know how special it is between me and God. It's my special confirmation. Well, I thought I failed today because my patient never said a word. He would look at me, but right before we left where we brought him to the hospital, I saw his eyes went from gray to back to blue. And it was a really dramatic difference. So I told my partner, Dennis, like, wow, his eyes are blue again. He's like, are you serious? And like, I mean, this is a guy that's got piercing blue eyes. And when we picked him up, they were gray. They were gray. He had the look of death on him. So all to say, on my way home, I did some prayers. I was just outside. I'm editing another video that I'm going to put out later tonight. And I had a lot of, like, a heavy heart. Like, I don't know if he accepted Jesus. I don't know. And I said, God, if I've disappointed you, I'm sorry. Like, please, and I asked for my special confirmation, and then I forgot about it. And I got home around 3 o'clock today. Right now, it's, I believe it's close to 7 o'clock. I went out in front of my yard to get the mail out of the mailbox. And this time I'm going to show you it's parked in front of my yard. And this was a confirmation for God telling me that I was doing the right thing. God is great. And I wasn't even thinking about it. And he sent this to my house. And this is our special one. So now you're going to know what it is. So I'll have to make another one. But he's so great, our God. People, don't give up. Stay on the path. Love you all. Share this, like it, whatever you want to do. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.